page 403, section 6.2. We're going to add or subtract fractions. Let's look at number 50. So here we have 5 over x plus 9 over 4x. We need to find the least common denominator. So the least common denominator in this case, you see both have x. Okay, both have x. So we want the x. But you see over here, that's the only 4, then we're going to take that 4. So my least common denominator is 4x. So let's bring down my first fraction, 5 over x. You see, we only have x, but my common denominator is what? Is 4x. So I'm missing what? A 4. So I go multiply top and bottom by 4 plus 9 over 4x. So since my denominator is 4x, my least common denominator is also 4x. So I don't miss anything. I don't need to multiply anything at all. Just leave it. So here I have 20 over 4x plus 9 over 4x. Denominator, they are the same. Just write down 1. Then we're going to combine the numerator. So it'll be 29 over 4x. Now let's look at number 54. We have 5 over 12x. Let me write this clearly. 12 over x to the 5th power y squared plus 5 over 18 x for y to the 5th power. Okay, now this common denominator over here, 12, let's break down, will be 2 times 2 times 3. 18, if we break down, will be 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, now over here, you have 1, 2, we have 2, 2. So for this, we're going to take the largest number, that largest group. So it'll be 2 times 2. The next, we have 1, 3 here, I have 2, 3 here. Again, we're going to take the largest group. Then will be 3 times 3. Okay, now after that, we're going. So if you multiply all the number, that gives you 36. Now let's look at the variable. Variable here, 5 x to the 5th power, x to the 4th power. We want the largest group. Okay, so it'll be x to the 5th power. Now let's look at y. Here y squared, y to the 5th power. Again, we want the largest group, so we want y to the 5th power. So here you can see that's my least common denominator. Okay, now let's bring down my first fraction. I have 5 over 12 x to the 5th power y squared. Okay, let's look at denominator. Denominator going to be 36. 36, I only have about 12. So 12 times what? 3, right? Give me 36. Then I have x to the 5th power already. Here I have x to the 5th power, but y squared, I need to go to y to the 5th power. So I'm missing 3 of them, so it'll be y to the 3rd power. So I'm going to multiply y, 3 times y to the 3rd power to the top and bottom. Plus, let's bring down my second fraction, 18 x for y to the 5th power. Now let's look at denominator. 18 times what? Give me 36. 18 times 2 give me 36. Now here, my x is 4. I need to what? X to the 5th power, so I'm missing an x. Y to the 5th power, I have what? Y to the 5th power here, so I have enough, so I don't need to multiply any of the y. So all I need is what? 2x. And after that, to make this easier, since I know my denominator over here is going to be 3x, so I'm sorry, 36x to the 5th power, y to the 5th power, so I just need to write down 1. Just write the denominator like that. All I need to do is do the numerator. So here you can see 5 times 3 y to the 3rd power give me 15 y to the 3rd power. Bring down the plus. Then I go multiply my second numerator over here. So I go multiply this 2. So 5 times 2x. So that gave me a 10x. After that, I cannot add the numerator because once y, once x, then that's it. That's your answer. Now let's look at number 60. We have 3 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x. Least common denominator. This is only my x, so I want that x. This is only x minus 3, so I want that x minus 3. So that's my least common denominator. Bring down my first fraction, x minus 3. Here's going to be my least common denominator, so I'm missing an x, so I'm going to multiply x to the top and the bottom. Bring down my second fraction. So here I only have x, so I'm missing what? X minus 3. So I go multiply x minus 3 to the top and bottom. After that, since I know this is going to be my what? Common denominator, so just write it down. X times x minus 3. Okay, make it easier. Then after that, I go multiply the numerator. If I multiply this, give me a 3x. Keep the minus in between. No, don't do the minus because minus, okay, minus will be a little bit different, okay? So minus over here, let's do this. Take the negative 1, I go multiply into the parenthesis. So that becomes negative 1x plus 3. After that, let's combine the like term. 3x minus 1x. 3x minus 1x give me 2x. Then bring down the plus 3. Denominator stay the same. Then that's my answer. Now let's look at number 63. Number 63. I have 2x over x plus 4 plus 3x x minus 7. Again, find out the least common denominator. I only have x plus 4, so I'm going to take the x plus 4. Then I only have x minus 7, so I'm going to take the x minus 7. Then after that, keep my first fraction, x plus 4 at the bottom. Now, see, this is going to be my denominator. I only have x plus 4, so I'm missing an x minus 7. So I go multiply x minus 7 to the top and the bottom. Keep my second fraction, x minus 7. So here you can see I'm missing what? X plus 4. So I go multiply x plus 4 to the top and to the bottom. After that, just write down your common denominator will be easier. You know, just x plus 4, x minus 7. Then here, I'm going to take the 2x, multiply into the parenthesis. So it'll be 2x squared minus 14x. Then after that, I'm going to take the 3x, multiply into the parenthesis. So become plus 3x squared plus 12x. Then next, let's look at the numerator. I'm going to combine the like term. So x squared plus x squared, so it'll be 2x squared plus 3x squared, give me 5x squared. Then 14x plus 12x become minus 2x. Then denominator stay the same. Then that is my answer.